Good morning, everyone. So, ladies, I have a question for you. Have you ever cut your hair? Um, like you can see that I took a very short chop recently, and your hair is growing out, and you just don't know what to do with it. That is the point where I am right now with this hair. Let me tell you, it is actually growing back out, and it's at the stage where it's too short for all to be tied up in one. And yeah, I just have it up in this kind of halfway thing. I'm actually heading to the grocery right now. So hi guys, it is Anita. Welcome to my channel. This is Woman at the Well. I have not posted in about 4 weeks. 4 weeks ago, we were, if you look at my lives, you will see that we had our Coalition of Kingdom Women Conference 2025. Oh my goodness, the conference was fire. It was amazing. You can take in the live. I actually could not have streamed the entire thing because my battery was dying. So I am here running my errands, looking like a hot mess because this is how I look when I'm out and about. My daughter actually said that when I'm out, I look like nobody would ever kidnap me. She said I look like nobody would ever kidnap me. So I'm in my holiday colors now because we are in my mind. I don't know about you. Are you in the holiday mood yet? When I say holiday, the Christmas season, like you can see, Jesus is the reason for the season. And I have my Jesus is the reason for the season t-shirt in my red. And I'm about to go get some groceries. My son is at home, he's with daddy, and I actually took the opportunity to kind of run away and do some other stuff as well. So I went shopping for some Christmas decorations, and so when I get home, my husband, he might blow a fuse. Um, Something about Christmas, it makes me spend. Do you experience that? I love to decorate. I love my house to look like red, green, and gold. Those are the colors that I love. I'm very old fashioned when it comes to Christmas. I know a lot of people do the trendy stuff and the blue trees and the white trees, and so they look beautiful. But for me, I love a green tree with red decorations. Like everything has to be red. I love red, but yeah, just touching base with you guys, coming out of the conference mode, and I'm in a little downtime, enjoying some rest time after that conference. Oh my goodness, it was amazing, but of course, it was, it took a lot out of me planning and executing. I'm sure that the others who were helping as well feel the same way. And one of the prophetic words that I got at the conference from my dear sister, Prophetess Summer Edwards Williams, and she told me God said it's a time for rest. And I prayed and I was like, God, how to rest? Actually, it's a struggle for me to rest because I'm a go-getter. I don't know if anybody can relate, but I'm so accustomed to just doing, moving, shaking, up, about, doing things. And yeah, to rest, I was asking the Holy Spirit, I was like, so what do you mean by rest? So I actually took some time off from ministering at church. I told them, just give me a few weeks, let me just recuperate. Not just from the conference, but from this entire year has been really, it has taken a lot out of me because as you guys know, I had my son in May. I'm actually 28 weeks postpartum, and you know, it's been tough. If anybody had ever had a baby, you know that postpartum period. Oh my goodness, the first 6 months. My goodness, a lot of people have been asking me, what's it like having a baby in your 40s? I'm 45, right? If you listen to my testimony, you will hear. I know how God spoke to me and told me that I was going to have a son, and this year was the year. Then he was born. He's amazing, by the way. Oh gosh, my son, he is so amazing. He's actually a lot like me, personality wise. My daughter, she is a lot like her daddy. They were very say introverted, but they're very reserved, very shy. They're wonderful people, but they're just more reserved. And I am more extroverted, outgoing, a little more loud. And my son is like that. He has the biggest smile. Like, he will smile with his entire face. I am just like, when just interacting with him brings so much joy. But then he has the opposite side of his personality. When he's tired or when he's hungry, just move out of his way. And I'm like that. I get very hungry. So when I'm tired, when I'm hungry, oh my goodness. So he's so amazing. He's just healthy and well and thriving. He's just doing all the things. He's sitting up now. He is trying to crawl. So he's just a mover and shaker. He can't sit still. So he's like me, right? So yeah, your day is pretty much taken up with this little one. And he likes company. He doesn't like to be left alone, or he doesn't like to play alone. Like my daughter, you could put her, on her play mat or in her playpen, and she would play for a bit. Not look, no. He will scream bloody murder if you walk away from him. But once you are there with him, he will play and he will just be so happy. So I'm spending, that time with him because, I can't believe he's already going into 7 months. And when I blink twice, he'll be a year old, and I wouldn't have that little baby anymore. So that the parents, let me just tell you, cherish the time with your kids, because before Luke was born, I was going through a phase of just trying to process my daughter getting to be an adult. She's going to be 17 next month, and then following year is 18, and then she is leaving for college. She wants to go abroad and study, and so I was trying to start preparing myself for that, because the thought of my daughter leaving home, I don't know, I just couldn't handle it. But now that I have Luke, I am so trying to do things differently, where I'm not rushing. When I had my daughter, you just want them to grow up, because you're just looking forward to first birthdays and second birthdays, but now I have learned to stop and treasure every moment, because I know how quickly it can fly. I know how quickly time can fly so fast. So treasure the moments with your kids. People always tell me this. I'm talking about leaders who have been over me in ministry, and people who have been, put there by God so into my life. They always tell me, your first ministry is your family. It's easy to get carried away. Listen, if you're in ministry, serving in whatever capacity, it's easy to get carried away serving on the outside and forget that you have your family to serve. And our first ministry is family. So don't neglect your family. Don't neglect your kids. Of course, you do have to make sacrifices when you are serving God, and you have to give up certain amount of time at home. But it shouldn't be to the point where you're compromising your time with your family so much that they don't see you, they don't get to spend time with you. That's how a lot of families fall apart. And then people say, they give their life to the church. But that's not what God intended for us. Our first ministry is our family. We must make sure our families are key, and enjoying spending time. So back to what I was saying. A lot of people have been asking me, what is it like having a baby in my 40s? So I think I'm going to just shift gears a little bit on my channel. I'm still going to be doing, after this little downtime, this few weeks, I'm going to be back on doing my live stream teachings, the Hour of Power on a Thursday, doing Word of God and so. But I feel like I want to also do some more videos to show you life as a mom in my 40s. And I'm going to try to compare it to life as a mom in my, I was 28 when I had my daughter. As a younger mom, as a little more mature mother, I see so many different things now that I didn't see then. And even though people like to say that it's harder to have a baby in your 40s, maybe older, I can tell you that even though physically I wouldn't say it's harder, I would say it's a little more challenging, but once you are in good health, that's the main thing. You just have to be in good health. Once you're in good health and you are financially capable of taking care of your child, then go for it. And to be honest, I am actually mentally and emotionally, wiser. I'm able to, be a little more laid back with being a mom now. Because when I had my daughter, I was like, I just want to make sure you're doing all the right things. Am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? Now, because I've had the experience, and I'm older too, I think that I don't fret, and I don't fret over the small things anymore, and it just makes life a little easier for me. I'm handling a baby, and it's more enjoyable. So I'll do some more mom vlogs. I think I'm gonna call it Life with Luki, Life with Luki, and just show you the journey. So where I am right now in my journey, I'm actually, as I said, 6 months postpartum, and I'm now beginning to think about the weight loss. Let me rephrase that. I have been thinking about weight loss. I think once you have a child, that's the first things as a woman, you just want to lose weight. You just want to get back to yourself. You just want to drop all the pounds. You want your body to reset. You just want to feel like you. But we all know that is not happening in the first few months of postpartum after you've given birth. That was one of the different things I'm doing differently then compared to now. When I had my daughter, I was 28, and let me tell you, I was obsessed with this bounce back, mentality, trying to get back my pre-baby body quickly and trying to lose weight, and I was not eating right. I was starving myself. I was taking diet pills. I was doing crazy things to try to lose weight quickly, and I was not happy. I was unhappy and miserable, trying to lose weight, and it didn't add to my enjoyment as a new mother. So this time around, even though postpartum is tough, it's really hard. There is no way it's easy. Even if you have all the support in the world, your body is different, your mind is different, your hormones, oh my god, hormones, it's all over the place. Actually, for the last few weeks, I have been in a hormonal mess where it's like up and down all over the place. And I know it's because my body is, resetting. So people say, the research says that your hormones kind of settle down after the first 6 weeks. I beg to defy, let me tell you. It's 6 months and I still don't feel like myself. And if you really think about it, how does that make sense? It took you 9 months and you grew an entire human being inside of your body, taking out you, depleting you, and then you give birth, and then you are thrown into a time of being, having no sleep, no rest. Your body is tired, your body is weary. Worse yet, if you've had C-section, which I did, and your body is recovering from surgery, from trauma, and you have to be up at all hours of the night. There's no rest, there's no it's hard. So ladies, if you've had a baby, come on, I tell you, don't even think about losing weight. The first 6 months, forget about no weight loss. Try to eat as healthy as you could. Realistically, come on, we know we're gonna eat some snacks, we know we're gonna eat some cake, we know we're gonna have some junk food, because it's like a little comfort, just to overdo, right? Just to overdo. And now that time has passed, and Luke is actually sleeping a lot longer stretches in the night. The last few weeks he's sleeping a little more stretch in the night. I'm actually getting a little more sleep. You can see it in my eyes, right? I'm getting a little more sleep, so I'm starting to kind of feel a little more refreshed, a little more like myself. So I started to think about, hey, time to start exercising. So I started walking, doing rebounding. I have a little trampoline. It's the most fun. If you don't have a trampoline, a mini one, if you could get one, get it. It's exercise with fun. I'm exercising, I'm jumping on this trampoline, and it's so much fun. Oh my God. And the benefits of rebounding are actually scientific. It's proven. It's good for you, and it's So that's me right now. I am, let me see. When I got pregnant, I was 176 pounds. In my 30s, I was like in 140, 150. And of course, as you get older, you know, you just put on a few extra pounds. When I got pregnant, I was 176, and then I finished my pregnancy at around 215. So I gained about 35 pounds, if I'm counting correctly. Anyway, I'm now down to 215. I'm now down to 192. This is the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life. I've never been so heavy. So it's very uncomfortable for me on my joints, you know, and even just mentally, it's very uncomfortable because I've never been this heavy. So of course now I'm trying to start going in the grocery now. I'm going to try to get some healthy snacks and so for myself, you know, get into that place of eating better now, as I said. Because in the first 6 months, I found myself, you know, eating a lot of sugar. And when I was doing the research, it's, you know, they were saying it's because your body is so tired that you just want a quick fix. You just, and I was like, why am I just craving? I'm talking about craving sugar. I was craving sugar, so of course I was eating a lot of sweet stuff. And you know, my daughter was like, "Mommy, your body is just, your body just wants energy. You want a quick fix." So that was. So now that I'm getting a little more rest, I'm going to try to reset myself, eat better. I'm telling you that I'm going to stop eating snacks. I like snacks. I'm just not going to eat as much, right? Cutting down on the flour now, flour products. So I'm eating a little more grains and so, and then of course I'm getting back on track with my exercise. So yeah, little by little the weight is going to come off. I'll take you along with my weight loss journey with me. So we'll see from month to month. I am being realistic with myself. I am not expecting to lose a whole bunch of weight overnight. It's not going to happen. I'm going to take my time and let it come off every month, you know. We actually have, I'm so excited because this weekend coming, so like 1 week away, we've booked, well, I've booked a professional photo shoot for our family. So we're gonna have a family Christmas shoot. I'm so excited. I've always wanted to do that with my family, professional pictures. So we're getting that done. So I'm gonna see from then to now, like 1 week, how much of the bloating, because I know weight loss, I may lose a pound or so in a week, but I'm trying to see in this week how much bloating I can get out of my body so I wouldn't look so puffy. You know, this, you know, you're very puffy after you give birth. So I'm going to try to see how much of that bloating and water, excess water, I can get rid of so I can look a bit more, you know, not so puffy in my pictures. I'm so excited. So guys, yeah, so that's me, that's where I am. God is good. Oh, you know, I want to talk a little bit more, you know, like in my vlogs now about the postpartum period and even postpartum depression and how we can help ourselves in this, because it's a real thing, you know. I never had postpartum depression with my daughter, but this time around, I think, I am not claiming anything, I'm not, but I do know that I have seen how it can happen, how it can take you down. I have seen it, and I know it is real, where your mind could just, yeah, you could do crazy things. So I wanna talk about that. I'm gonna bring some awareness to that and show you how you can help yourself and how you can reach out to others and you know, things you can do to survive that postpartum period, survive the mood swings, survive even if you have that postpartum maybe blues, depression, how to overcome it, because we are overcomers in Christ, right? That is what we are, overcomers. And I always say God allows me to go through things so that I can help others. I always say that He lets me go through things. And this time around, I actually had a taste of what postpartum depression could feel like. It was crazy. Actually, I want to sit down and talk to you a little bit about that when I have some time. Okay, so it's time to cook because I've been out for an hour and something, and I have not even gone into the grocery yet, and my husband is at home. looking after Luki, and it's not that he can't, it's just that he has a lot of work to do, and he's put off his work so that he can help me. So let me get quickly, and of course I took full advantage of it, and I just went shopping. You know, but that is actually one of the things that you need to do for yourself, ladies. If you can get out of the house and do little things that make you happy. It doesn't have to be big things. It doesn't have to be you being out long. Just go walk around in the stores and look at the thing. That always makes me happy. So that's one of the things I'm trying to do now. Sometimes I would just pop look in the car seat and just take a drive and go, just walk around in the stores and look at things. He loves the car, so that is actually a plus. He loves car seat, and he loves to ride in the car, and he loves to go out in stores, and he likes that. Look at the things on the shelves and so. Right? So little things. One of the things I used to do too in the last 6 months that used to make me happy, I call it my emotional support tea. It sounds very silly, but it's big, because whatever the little things that you could do to help you, it's big, trust me. So I would make myself a cup of tea every afternoon. I have coffee in the morning, but I would make myself a very hot cup of tea every afternoon at 1 o'clock. And once Luke was asleep, I would sit down with my tea and just sip it, just breathe with my tea, and that used to do so much for me. So you have to find the little things that make you happy and do them. It's not just about your baby, it's about you too. You are important. I think our culture is that, is always focusing on the baby. But the baby needs a mom who's happy. The baby needs a mom who's okay. You can't go from an empty cup, and you need to do the things that make you happy. Take a shower, wash your hair. Sometimes we just throw ourselves aside because all we want to do is take care of our kids, and we should take care of them, but it's important to understand that you are important. Okay, so love you all. Yes, I'll be doing some more life with Luki, and I want to show you. Maybe I'll bring him on camera and show you some more of Luki and talk about life as a mom in my 40s. To share whatever tips, whatever advice I can give, whatever encouragement, and see where I can help you be encouraged as well as a mom. In general, motherhood across the board is hard. Okay, so love you all. Take care and be blessed.